I take off my glasses when I feel like I'm going to get emotional.
It's not that depressing, though.
I guess it has a happy ending.
It has a happy ending.
That's true.
Uplifting.
It is.
So, yeah, any story that starts with, I do a lot of funny things for money, probably is going to be depressing. But essentially that's how this whole thing started, is that when you're a musician, and that's all you do in your life, is music, you know, you have to make money in different ways, teaching, stringed ensembles. And one of the ensembles that I joined was something called the Bronx Arts Ensemble. And what we would do is we would go into the deep Bronx, and we would go to elderly homes, and we would play Beatles music and songs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, sometimes the 40s. And it's a really rewarding job. Albeit I wouldn't like invite people to it because it was just like a beautiful thing that I was doing. Anyways, I digress. I went to this particular day, and we show up, and there's a room full of about 200 people. And instead of looking happy to see us, they're forlorn and they're not speaking. And the whole vibe of the room was sullen. And I asked the nurse, I said, why is everyone not happy to see us? And she said, don't you know that this is a home for people with severe Alzheimer's and severe dementia? And we had no idea, and we didn't really know what that meant, truly, for us as musicians. And we just said, let's just play the best that we can. So we start playing, and the first song I think was like Come Together. And the whole room just lit up. People started singing, they turned to the people next to them, they remembered the words. People who hadn't uttered a word in years were singing the words, and they were laughing and dancing, and it was just magical. And it reminded me about why I chose to do music for a living, and why people choose to do the arts for a living. And I wrote this song called For the Lonely, about the power of the arts. With the veil over eyes, she cast all the flowers to bed, hydrating hydrangeas and roses with tears instead. She sang for the lonely. Then led down the street, by chance she had happened to meet a quirky fellow who danced with his tulip
this next song is an original of mine too. Are any of you familiar with the stolen generation in Australia? Yep. So the young Aboriginal children, the native Australians, were taken away from their families and put in, basically deprived of their culture and stripped of their identity, and it was quite a horrific period back in the 1800s.